Hello. How is everybody? So no one's on yet, but this will be in the replay. So I want to make sure that I say hello, aloha from Maui. I am Megan, your Friday host on the Pagan Perspective, and today we are talking all about pagan gifts, giving and receiving, and yeah, stuff like that. We are currently holding auditions. There's an audition video that you can check out and gives you all the details on how to do that. And yeah, and so this is my last week for, I think, for the year. Yeah, for 2018, because subs are next week, and then we have a little bit of a break, as we always do every year. So I thought for the last one of the year, I would come on and do a live. Hopefully some people are around. I know it's December and holiday season and whatnot, so that can be kind of hard to get people to come around. But I thought I would come on anyway and just say hi. So giving and receiving. I would say that for me, what I like to do is, in particular, I split things up, or at least my family does. So we split up solstice and Yule. So it used to always just be solstice, but with my wife coming in, and she used to celebrate Christmas, we wanted to still have some sort of celebration on the 25th, so that we could kind of bring that part in. And so what we decided on is that we would call them, we'd have Yule be on the 25th. And then we would have solstice on a regular day, 20th, 21st, depending on where it falls. And so, yeah, so that's been really, really nice to be able to kind of have two holidays. So we're able to give gifts and receive gifts on both days. So we kind of stretch it out a little bit, which is really nice. It's a lot of fun. So I don't see anybody on yet. So I'm just going to keep going like it's a regular video. And if you do pop on though, and you're listening, please say hi, check in. Be great to hear from you. So for me, I think when it comes to giving and receiving gifts, it's funny. It's when you're younger, it's all about things. I think, when you're kids and stuff, I definitely liked getting, what I wanted, the big items, right? I was a huge fan when I was a little girl of the American Girl dolls. Oh my gosh, I loved those dolls. I still do. I think, and they're awesome. But as I've gotten older, I really appreciate handmade gifts more. And I really love giving handmade gifts, mainly because I feel like as an adult, for the most part, you can basically, if you want something, you get it, and no one's really giving you anything that is so extravagant that you can't really get yourself. So I feel like handmade gifts, something that somebody's taking the time to make for you and to craft with intention and with magic, are really valuable and are really important. So that's definitely something that I really value and I treasure now. And not to say that I don't appreciate non-handmade gifts. I do. I definitely do. Especially, a Sephora gift card. So I'm a makeup junkie. So, but I really like when the intention is put behind it. And I feel like there's a lot of magic in gift giving. But if you're just joining, I'm seeing some people join. So say hello. Let me know where you're watching from. I'd love to hear from you. And this is my last video of 2018, because the subs are next week. And then we have a couple weeks off. We're doing auditions. So I won't be back until 2019. So I figured I'd do it live for the last one. So if you've got questions, put them in the comments. So what was I saying? Oh, magic. So magic in gift giving. So when we put our intention into a gift that we're making, it goes so much farther than just making something, right? Or just buying something. Now, not to say that we can't put intention into buying something, especially if we know it's something that somebody would really like. there could be wonderful intention in there. There's just that extra level that happens when you're actually handcrafting something and making it, because you're infusing all of that magic into every single layer of it. You are making it, a part of the whole process. So for me, having handmade gifts are really something special, and something that I try and do. Even if I'm doing, like for my wife, I'm doing a lot of things that she wants. But at the same time, I'm going to try and have some handcrafted things in there, some things with intention, to kind of create that balance. And for me, I absolutely love receiving gifts that are handmade. In fact, I prefer it. I definitely feel like it. It's such a wonderful feeling when you get something and you know that somebody has spent time on it, because that amount of time that they spent making that, they were thinking about you while they did that. I mean, that's energy that's being put toward your well-being. I mean, talk about powerful magic. I mean, that's healing in and of itself. So that's really, I think, where I fall on the whole gift giving and receiving. Is I'm definitely handmade all the way, very much like that. And I love presents. Like, I love the present experience, if that makes sense. Like, I absolutely adore wrapping presents. Maybe I'm weird. I love wrapping presents. I love having a lot of presents all around under the tree. I love all the bright colors and textures and things. And I just love watching somebody open a present. For me, seeing that joy in their eyes when they see what it is, that's like my happy place. So for me, I definitely, I like the whole ritual of it, because it is a ritual. When we think about gift giving, it's all about ritual, right? And everyone has their different way of doing it. I know some people who are last minute shoppers. They only shop on the 24th or something like that, like the day before they need to give a gift, and that's it. That's where they shop, and then they just throw it in whatever bag, and that's their ritual. And they've created that. Where other people, I know people who have to be done all of their holiday shopping before Thanksgiving. They have to have it done, and it's a big deal. And there's other people in the middle who, a little bit here, a little bit there, all year long. And I tend to be a little bit more in the middle. So I do the majority of the shopping, like in December. But throughout the year, if I see something that I think is going to be perfect for somebody, or if I can think of something that I want to make them, I'll start early. And for me, it keeps me thinking of that person throughout the year, and it keeps my mind on them. And that in and of itself is such powerful magic, and healing magic as well. So that's definitely something that I enjoy doing. Definitely say hi if you're joining. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. I see a few people are watching, so hopefully there's some people. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Oh, hi. Yay, there's people. So somebody said they are sporadic. They try to plan early, but doesn't always work out that way. I know. Isn't it always the way when you have plans and you're setting something up, like, okay, I'm gonna be great this year. I'm gonna get everything done. You have your list, and then it all just goes to hell. You're like, yeah, no, it's all done. That definitely is me. For sure. Absolutely, for sure. I best laid plans. Yes, absolutely. And my thing is I always have a plan too of what I want, and then I'll go in and I'll try and find the things that I need to make, like the stuff that I need to make the item, or the actual item itself. And sure enough, something isn't there. I'm not available. So yeah, so it's definitely something that I think that we just have to go with the flow. You know what I mean? You have to sometimes just be like, all right, maybe it wasn't meant to be. maybe I wasn't meant to get that one particular thing for somebody, but maybe there's something else that I can get. So kind of thinking on your feet and being able to just sort of like pivot and move towards something else, I think will really is beneficial this time of year, because this time of year can be so stressful, so stressful. It's funny. It's such a joyous time of year, but at the same time, with family, with expectations, money stuff. I mean, there's all sorts of things that are happening that create stress at this time of year, and the more that we can do to kind of go with the flow and ease that stress, and do something that we call in my work in dialectical behavioral therapy and DBT, we call it radical acceptance. And so the idea of radical acceptance is that we accept things that we can't change, that we have no control over, right? Which is kind of hard. So like an example I might use would be taxes, right? So we have to radically accept taxes. It doesn't mean we like it. Radical acceptance doesn't mean that you like it. It just means that you're accepting it sort of the way it is. And so sometimes, if the thing is sold out that we really wanted to get, or if we can't find something that we need for something, radically accept that, all right, you know what, this is probably not going to happen this exact way that I was hoping for. Let's see what else I can do. How else can I still have a great holiday and still make this great, just without that particular thing that I needed, right? What else can I do? And maybe just change my tactic a little. Hi from Michigan, living in Phoenix, Arizona. Ooh, Arizona, awesome. Pagan Green Witch, always been a giver and a spiritual healer. Oh, awesome. Oh, look at all those Michigans. Awesome. Very cool, guys. So it's got to be late for you, right? 3, 4, 5, 5, 6, 8 o'clock? Is it like 8 o'clock at night there? It's 3 p.m. here in Maui, Hawaii. So I was just wondering, I think it's probably evening for you guys. It's probably late. Yes. Oh, Crimson. Absolutely. That happens all the time. So, and actually I'm probably at fault. My wife, I do this to her a lot, I'm sure, where I'll say like, oh, I'd really love that. And then all of a sudden I go out and buy it for myself. And I think that's what I was talking about early in the live, was that as adults, we have the ability to pretty much buy what we want. If we really want it, we can buy it. And for the most part with friends and family, once you're an adult, you're not getting super high ticket items for people. So it's not like any of the things that you'd be asking for would be stuff that you couldn't buy yourself anyway. So, in that respect, I feel like, that's why I feel like handmade gifts can be so helpful, because, it can be so hard to buy from somebody that just can get their own stuff when they want it, So yes, that's definitely hard. I'm sort of make a rule with my wife, because we do lists, and so the list, like, it's like, if you put it on the list, you have to commit that you won't get it for yourself. So there's definitely stuff that I know I want during the holiday season, like special things that come out, like gift sets and things, especially for skincare and makeup, things that I like, that I don't put on the list, because I know I'm going to end up getting it for myself because it's limited edition. I want to do it right away or something. And so I just don't put it on the list. I just put stuff on the list that I know that I will not get for myself. So yeah, so that's pretty much, I think, the way that I generally do stuff. There's a lot in, so I think I've mentioned on this channel before that I am biracial, Kanesatake. And so for me, I think a lot of my culture also comes into it. And so gift giving is really, really important. We give and we receive, and it's part of the culture. And so that's something too, where gifts and marking events like special holidays with gift giving is a big part of my culture. So that's something that I really value, and I like to pass on. I am huge on birthdays. Birthdays are like the biggest thing in the world. I mean, solstice is big, and Yule, definitely big in my house, totally big. But I think birthdays probably top that even more so. Birthdays are like I go all out for those sort of things. And so I think for me, I do tend to go um, a little a little overboard, I would say. Crimson, definitely need to start a list like that. Yes, I really recommend it. And I just keep sort of a running. So sometimes we'll just do it in email, either an Amazon list or an email that you just sort of, you know, keep like a draft of, and you just send it back and forth each time there's something. That way it's easy to reference with links or things like that. But having a list where you both agree, this is my list, I will not buy anything on it. Now, that doesn't mean that after the holiday, you know, if there was something that you didn't get the person, maybe it sold out or you didn't, you know, was in the budget or something like that, they can go get it after the holiday. But basically the idea of the list is that you commit that you will not get anything for yourself from that. You won't get any of those items on that list. And that kind of keeps it special. And one of the rules we have too is that you have to have more items on the list than there is in the budget. So we usually give ourselves a budget for each other. And there has to be more things on the list. So there has to be more stuff on the list than you can fit in the budget. And the reason is because that means there'll be stuff on a list that you don't get. And I know that sounds weird, but it's to keep the surprise. It's because if you knew, like, if you only did exactly the budget for the list, then you would just be getting everything that you asked for. Instead, this way the person gets to pick and choose, you know, what they want to give you, like what the special thing. And if you want the other stuff on the list, you can get it for yourself after the holiday. But so that's sort of our little way of doing it, I guess. And then for my family, we've always done lists too. And so like with my mom and my aunts and stuff like that. So we have a list and so we have a different list. So I have a list for my wife and that's just for her. And then I have another list for family. And the way it always goes is it's an email thread. And so we send the list out, and then when anything that you see on the list that you want to get for the person, you reply all, but you remove their name so that everybody knows. Basically, it's first come, first serve. Everybody knows what everybody else is getting for everybody, so that, except for the person, obviously, so that then there's no duplicate items. So that's how we kind of pass around the list. And you never really know what you're getting from anybody. And generally, like, so oftentimes we ask for generic stuff too. Like, I know if I wanted, mittens or something like that, I'll just say, fuzzy mittens or something, and something like that. And then so they can pick what they think I'll like. Crimson says, my kids' birthdays definitely top all else. Yeah, birthdays are the best, aren't they? They're my favorite. I love birthdays. My wife and I actually outdid ourselves this year. So we'll have to, I don't know how we're going to top it next year. So she's obsessed with goats. And so I took her up on top of into the beautiful, beautiful Haleakala. It's the volcano here. I took her up on the side of the Haleakala, the volcano, and we did overlooking the ocean and the coast and everything. We did yoga with goats because she's obsessed with goats, and she got to hold baby goats. So that was her dream. And then for me, I'm a mermaid. I'm a total mermaid. And so she gave me a private mermaid lesson where I got to wear a tail and swim in the ocean with another mermaid, just me and her. And it was phenomenal and it was amazing. It was like the best thing ever. So definitely probably taking it a little bit easy this year, but I think that, when it comes to gift giving, handmade is always best. And for me, especially, I try and do something that I think that the person will really like. And I try and put a lot of intention into it, and a lot of meaning behind it. And, being raised pagan, I think that, my family, we're very used to intention gifts. We're very used to, kind of spell-crafted gifts, so that helps too. Whereas it might be a little bit harder. Like my sister-in-law's family is not pagan at all, and so that's a little bit harder. If I wanted to give her, I couldn't give her a candle that I had, put intention into and runes carved into it and all of that. Like I couldn't really give her that. She wouldn't she'd rather have a Bath and Body Works candle. so, so sometimes you have to sort of tailor your gift to the person. I think you always really have to, but especially if you're doing handmade, to kind of just figure out like, I probably end up giving her a gift card versus somebody else. In my family, like an aunt or something, I'll do, some of my handmade skincare with herbal medicine and things like that. So that's generally what I do. Crimson says, I love buying gifts that are experiences. I know, right? To me, an experience, something that you remember, it's just, it's one of my favorite types of gifts. I try and create these beautiful experiences whenever I can. I have a life motto. My wife and I should say, have a life motto that's make life extraordinary. And it's whatever extraordinary looks like to you, and to one person, one thing might be extraordinary, and to somebody else, it might be something totally different. But that's the beauty of it, is that you make life extraordinary. You're extraordinary. And I just try and do that every single day. And sometimes some days are easier than others, and that's okay. I think this time of year, it's super important that we give ourselves a break, and that we are kind to ourselves, because it is so stressful and there can be so many things. Families are tough. Family dynamics can be tough. Sometimes it can go beautifully. Other times it can just end up in a ball of fire. And so just be kind to yourself. Take extra time. If you're feeling overwhelmed, take a step back, as much as you can. Take care of yourself, eat well, because there's a lot of foods that we eat during this time of year that make us feel not so good. So try and take a vitamin, that kind of thing. Try and take care of yourself as much as you can. To get, to not only get through the holiday season, but enjoy it, right? So those are big ones. And vitamin C, and vitamin D, big ones. Try and make sure you keep up with your vitamin C and vitamin D, especially those that are in Michigan. Oh my goodness, make sure you're taking that vitamin D3, because when this is the time in which seasonal affective, and when you're that stressed out and the sun has gone down and you don't have a lot of it, it can get to you. I mean, you're in, for Sean, I think you're in Arizona. You're probably getting enough sun. I know in Maui here, I get enough sun. But if you're not, I know when I lived in New Hampshire, it was just, this is the time of year, and it's compounded by the stress of the holidays. So just take care of yourself. And it's also, illnesses go around this time of year because we get so closed in close quarters, right? So just try and take care of yourself, take that vitamin C, take the vitamin D, try and make sure you're getting in fiber into your diet, some vegetables into your diet, right? Because we're going to have a lot of sweets. There's going to be a lot of sugar. So not to say don't do those, just make sure you're also adding in the vitamins. It's super important. But I think that is probably all I have to say about gift giving. I'm a big proponent of handmade, and so I know I have an Etsy shop, so for me, I also hand make things all the time. So I think probably is a little easier too to hand make things, but it's a labor of love. So Crimson says, in Texas we OD on vitamin D. Yeah, you definitely do. You definitely do. Well, that's the same thing in Hawaii. I do too. I mean, it's 85 degrees today. I just stopped at Target, and it's bright, sunshiny, barely a cloud in the sky, and 85 degrees. So Sean says, crystals powered with white positive energy and love is always a good idea. Absolutely. That's a beautiful, beautiful gift. Crystals are phenomenal. Wonderful gift. If you're charging something for somebody who, can appreciate it, it's such a powerful gift. And I do recommend it. The other thing that I love doing for family and for friends are custom incense blends. So if you have seen me on this channel, and in particular my personal channel, which I am going to be doing videos for my personal channel. I've got some planned. I know it's been a little bit of time, so I end up doing it for this channel, and then I forget. Oh yeah, even though I've done like 3 videos a month, it's like it's all for this channel, and so I forget that. Oh yeah, there's my channel. So definitely. Incense blends are something that I absolutely love to give. And I make it very specific to the person. What I think that they need to kind of help out with in their life, but also what I think might make them feel good. If they seem like they've been really low in energy, I might do some energizing stuff. If they've been feeling like they need to kind of cleanse stuff, then I'll do that. So I love making incense blends for friends and family. Hello, Amalia says hi. So I think that's basically it. I mentioned at the beginning, we are holding auditions. So there is a video, I think maybe like a week ago or a few days ago. If you just look back in our uploaded videos, there's a video that says auditions. It's just sort of like words. And in the drop box below it are all the details and the link to sign up to audition to be a substitute host. We are looking for our subs. We don't have enough of them. So we would love to see you guys audition. I think it'd be awesome. And so next week is subs week, and then we take a break. So we will be back. I'll be back in 2019 with new videos, but I hopefully will be putting out a video or so on my personal channel before then. I definitely want to try and do that. My goal, I have a few videos that I want to put out that some have to do with like planning and things like that because I'm a planner. And then the other ones are, I was talking about mermaiding. So I thought maybe I would bring you into the ocean with me. Maybe go to the beach and see some of the sea turtles and maybe go swimming. So that might be a lot of fun. Oh, Raymond, thank you so much. Appreciate you too. Oh, good. I'm so glad you guys like the live videos. I like being able to interact with you. I like being able to chat with you. I think that's awesome. And just allows me to have that kind of communication with you guys as well. So I will definitely be doing them, continuing them for 2019. So for sure. Absolutely. I don't think I'm changing days. Sometimes we do, but if we do, I would definitely let you guys know. But yeah. So I think that is about it, guys. I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your year. Have very, very happy holidays, whatever you celebrate, whether it's solstice or Yule, Saturnalia, Christmas, Hanukkah, and happy Hanukkah to anybody who's celebrating right now. So just so much love and blessings. And I hope that that your stress will be low and your joy will be high this holiday season. So yes, happy holidays. Oh, wonderful, guys. All right. As always, blessed be and aloha. Bye.